Hi friends, welcome to Carrie's Culinary Crafts, and if you're new, welcome. Here on Carrie's Culinary Crafts, we talk all things food. And as you can see, I am in my basement. This is 100 and almost 50-year-old basement. So it is very, very dark and dingy down here. However, it is a great storage basement. I have both of my freezers down here, which I am going to give you a little freezer tour today. This is after 1 month of doing the freezer challenge that I am doing here on my channel. I know this is like a week late, but it's the beginning of summer and it is just insane here. My son is involved in baseball and he has had 12 games in the last 13 days. He has a game today and tomorrow and the next day as well. So I figured I would go ahead and give you a tour because we have been so busy. I know that I've done a few dinner videos showing you what I've pulled from the freezer and cooked and so forth. A lot of them have not been filmed because it's just been so crazy. My son's games are at 6 o'clock, so he usually leaves at 4 for pre-game practice. So he has like a late hearty lunch to get him through practice and the game. And then my husband and I have dinner, and then there's dinner for him when he comes back. So in a lot of those dinners, I just haven't been able to film. And they have been like quick and easy meals. We got rid of a lot of the convenience foods that I had in the freezers. I made some marinated chicken and stuck in the freezer just to have some quick proteins that are already marinated. All I have to do is thaw them out and cook them. I've done a lot of sheet pan meals, a lot of Mexican meals, burrito bowls, you know, tacos, nachos, a lot of those kinds of things. And those have utilized things from my freezer and also things from my shelf. I have tons of proteins canned on my shelf, and specifically for these busy times. It's really easy to open up a can of already seasoned taco meat, and all I have to do is heat that meat up, and I have nachos, I have tacos, I have burritos, you know, whatever I want to do for that evening. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a tour. Now, hopefully I remember, but I will go ahead and stick a before picture here. And this is what my freezer has looked like at the beginning of my freezer challenge. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like now. Okay, this first freezer here is my kind of miscellaneous freezer. It is the convenience food freezer. When I make freezer meals, I'll stack them up in here. So it's just a lot of like miscellaneous things, as you will see. Over here, I have 4 rows of butter, the whole way from the bottom to the top. Now, this is something I always keep stocked full. So whenever I pull from here, I get more to stock down here. I always like to have, you know, between 50 and 100 pounds of butter every year. And usually I have 50 pounds of my garlic herb butter and then 50 pounds of other types of butter. As you can see under here, there's 4 rows of butter from bottom to top. Okay, and here I have some pie crust. I always like to keep pie crusts already made in the freezer. So when I want to make a pie or chicken pot pie, anything like that, I already have my crusts made, and all I have to do is thaw them out and roll them. I think there are 3 left in here. and there was 6. So once I go through these 3, then I'll go ahead and make 6 more and get it in the freezer. Underneath here, this is where my pitas and tortilla are. I am low. I only got 1 box. I usually have 2 boxes stacked of tortillas. So we did really well with using up the tortillas that I have. Underneath this one, hold on a second. Underneath that, I have pounds of yeast. There's 3 big bricks of yeast. There's a tea down here, and then there's a bunch of chocolate chips, as you can see there. So that is in this first row. And then here I have the habaneros from last year's garden and jalapenos from last year's garden. I am going to take these and I'm going to dehydrate them, grind them up, and those are going to be my pepper flakes that I have. I normally do cayenne peppers for that, but I have enough habanero jelly, peach jelly that I wanted to make. And these jalapenos were like the end of the season, so they are small. So they're not really big enough to stuff or make, jalapeno poppers. I mean, I guess I could. Maybe what I'll do is I'll use my habaneros and the red jalapenos and maybe pull out some big ones, and maybe I'll make some jalapeno poppers. But if not, I'm just going to go ahead and dehydrate them all and make them into pepper flakes. This here is also some more stuff like English toffee bits. Those are like crushed up Heath bars. We got Butterfingers. We got York peppermint patties, all different kinds of things down there. During the summer, a couple times I will have an ice cream bar, or I will make homemade blizzards, and that's going to be happening coming up soon. We have July 4th weekend, so that is one thing that I do on July 4th weekend, is I will either do blizzards or I'll do a sundae bar, and anybody can make their own sundaes. So, and that is the bottom row. So, I mean, we have taken much out of this this freezer here. Now we still have some. I have to keep this stuff on stock for my son until I start making it on my own. On the weekends have been really hectic for me lately, but hopefully soon I'll be able to grill up some chicken on the weekend, and then we'll have it all week long for my son to use for lunches and stuff like that. So I like to keep already roasted or grilled chicken on hand. And here we have another convenience meal that are great for my son for lunches. The chicken patties. What is this? Okay, here's some grilled fajita chicken. So, and here's something I need to get used up. I have 2 bags of zucchini. Now my zucchinis are coming in the garden. So I need to go ahead and get that used up. And that is going to mean I'm going to be making several zucchini breads. So stay tuned for that. I make some different kinds. Yeah, so, and I haven't made them since last fall. So stay tuned for that. And then at the bottom, we have only two breads left down there. And I usually have them stocked up to have like about 6 loaves of bread. So I have 2 loaves of the Dave's Killer seed bread down there. Over here on the side, this is what I made recently. I still have 2 bags left of my sausage, egg, cheese breakfast burritos. So that is what is on the side here. And I have some chicken nuggets. When my granddaughter is here, she always likes to have chicken nuggets. So I always make sure I have my chicken nuggets stocked up. There's another bag of chicken nuggets. And what is this? Oh, another bag of chicken nuggets. I think I'm good on chicken nuggets. And it looks like I have 2 bags of potatoes. So I'm getting low on like the French fries. Tater tots are gone. Frozen hash browns are gone. So all I have left are the crinkle cut fries and the seasoned fries. So, so yeah, this one is looking pretty good. It is getting pretty low. And I'm gonna leave these on top. You know what? Maybe I will take these out and dehydrate them tomorrow. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go ahead and take these out and take them upstairs. Okay, so then, and then over here, we have a few of the small walking taco tortillas. And there's my turmeric, there's my extra alfalfa sprouts, there's my extra bean sprouts, seeds, and here I have 2 Cool Whips that I like to keep in the freezer for quick desserts, especially in the summertime. I will be using those soon. So that is the first freezer. I got it down quite a bit, so I am quite pleased with that. I did not need to completely defrost this. I was able to get what ice there was around. There's a little bit more of a buildup here, but that's going to be easy to, I have an ice pick and it just comes right off. So the rest of the freezer looks really good. So I don't have to worry about defrosting it right now. So I don't have to completely empty it. So that kind of makes me happy. But there is the one freezer. Now we will go over to the meat freezer. This is a bigger freezer. And now I have like several bags and crates because I try to keep things separate in here. But this is looking pretty good. I still want it down a little bit more, so I do have another month. I have a big meat haul coming at the end of July, and today is July 1st, so I am going to try and use up what I can in this freezer to get ready for that new big Butcher Box meat haul that I have coming at the end of the month. We'll start over here. I still have plenty of pounds of ground turkey. This is a great substitute for ground beef if you're looking for a way to cut costs. These are $2 cheaper than your ground meat. These are like, I don't know, $2.79 or something a pound, as opposed to your ground meat being $5.99, $6.99, depending on what kind you get. So I always like to keep those on hand in case I want to use ground turkey or I have a recipe for ground turkey. And So yeah, there's that. I have one vacuum packed smoked sausage. I use those often on sheet pan meals, so I go through that pretty quick. So that is my last pack of that. So whenever I am done with this freezer challenge and I get my bulk meat haul, I will be getting some more of the smoked sausage. So we have that. We have 4 lobster tails here. I have 2 pound sausage, which I've used a few of those in order to do the breakfast burritos. So I am down, I think, to 3 packs right now. Yeah, I have 3 packs, which that's great because I know I had a lot. I have a small pork butt here. It's just a little one from Butcher Box. And all at the bottom there, I still have a whole bunch of pork tenderloins, which is great because we love pork tenderloin. We have it very often, actually, because it's one of our favorite pork products. But I still have quite a few there. I get these when they go on sale, like a buy one, get one. I will stock up and get as many as I can. So that is what is in the pork in this crate. Okay, I did forget to go through my beef. Here I have 1 brisket left, which I believe at the beginning of this freezer challenge I had 6. So I am down to 1. And the rest of these are steaks, ribeye steaks. And then I have a couple, 4 flat iron steaks. And then the rest are ribeyes. And there's a lot of ribeyes here. So we need to go ahead and get using up some of those. It's grilling season, so that'll be coming soon. So, okay, let me get this. What is this? Oh, this is another brisket. So I have 2 briskets left. Okay. So let me get this up and out of here. Okay, and this is my bottom row. Here is a crate. These are all boneless, skinless chicken legs. As you can see, I got them. They were on sale, buy one, get one. So I got a whole bunch of those. So those are still down there. There's the chicken leg. There is one of the thighs that are the same as down below. And there are the chicken breasts that I have marinated. Okay, so there are those. Okay, and there it is. There is the second freezer. As you can see, we are down to 1 row here. And then I've got my 2 bags. There's only the 3 pounds of cooked ground beef underneath this. So that's all that's down there. Could actually go in this bag. And I have the pork products left. And the items in here. And that is... And that is my freezer tour after a month of doing the freezer pantry challenge. And hopefully I will have a video up soon of some things that I've cooked from the things that I pull from the freezer. Like I said, it's a very, very busy time. So I will film it when I can. But lately it has been very difficult. Good morning, everyone. I thought I would take you on a little garden tour before I harvest. I'm going to do a big harvest today. It's probably going to be all greens. I know I have a bunch of herbs that I can go ahead and harvest. I'm going to definitely harvest a bunch of lettuce and spinach, and we'll take a look and see if there's anything else that I need to go ahead and harvest today. So I'm going to just take you on a quick tour of what we have, how my garden is looking right now. Okay, here are my onions right now. And I have my kitty Raven here at my feet. She is my indoor-outdoor rescue kitty. Hi, baby. And here's my little pool that I have for my granddaughter and all of us. We float around on the raft. So over here we have, this is our cherry tomatoes, which has tons of flowers on it. Plus I have a lot of tomatoes coming in, a lot of green ones. There's another batch over here. So those are getting close. Over here I have some parsley to go ahead and harvest and reseed, because I will grow parsley all throughout the summer, and we will use it for multiple things. We will use it for herb butter and fresh parsley, and also we will dehydrate some to have some dried parsley. Here is cilantro that is going to seed. I'm going to go ahead and let it go to seed, but I'm also going to plant some more. Now it is pretty hot here in the area, but as long as I can keep it in the shade, and it is shaded by my nice pavilion here, so I can actually grow it and harvest it all summer long. Okay, and over here we have a pepper plant that is potted that is doing really, really well. It's very healthy looking. I have some dill back here that I need to harvest. It looks like it needs a drink, so probably what I'll do is I will harvest it and then I will stick it in a big bowl of water for a couple hours, and it'll freshen it right back up. In here we just replanted some chives. The first round for some reason didn't take, so we're going to reseed that to get some chives going. Here we just redid some basil, and there's some coming up right there. And here we have all of my tomato plants, which are looking very good, very healthy. I actually might, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like kind of top these off a little bit. They are looking very healthy and full. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna let them go or if I'm gonna go ahead and top them off. So they can focus on all the flowers. I have some little tomatoes that are starting, and these are all slicing tomatoes. I didn't do any paste tomatoes because I did a bunch of those last year. So these are all slicing tomatoes. And I got a bunch of basil. There's a basil plant there. I might let that one go. I have a bunch of basil to harvest, so I might let that one go so it gets bigger. And there's another basil over here that I'm probably gonna do the same thing. I might cut a couple of these leaves so my basil can get some sun, so it's not shaded out so much. And this one is like just going wild. There's tons of flowers, and there is a basil plant in there somewhere. I don't know if I can save it or or not. But see, there's a bunch of flowers on this. Yeah, see, there's a basil plant down there. It's a little leggy because it's been shaded out by the tomato plants. So we'll see what I do with those. Here is a jalapeno pepper plant. Look at all the flowers on there. So those are getting ready. There is a few jalapenos on here. There's my marigold. Here is another pepper plant, which looks very healthy, has a lot of flowers on it. I'm not seeing any peppers yet. But oh my goodness, look at these zucchini plants. Bunch of big, wonderful flowers here. And it looks like I got a few zucchinis. Look at that. One there. One there. Oh. And we'll see if we can pollinate these. I accidentally took off this I'll just leave it in there. Okay, let's see. This other plant has a whole bunch of flowers. I'm not seeing any whole zucchinis yet. Sorry, this camera's going all over the place. I'm trying to see what we have down there. And here's the next one. Bunch of flowers. I'm not seeing any zucchinis here either. Here's the next one. Bunch of flowers again. Bunch of flowers. I'm not seeing any zucchini at this point, but we are going to have a nice influx of zucchini pretty soon, which reminds me that I'm going to have to use up those 2 bags of zucchini that I have in the freezer, because I'm going to have a whole bunch coming in. These 2 are the first 2 of the season, so I'm definitely going to use these up. We absolutely love zucchini. And in the summertime when zucchini's in, we pretty much have zucchini every day. And here is my strawberries. I did a harvest just a couple days ago because we had some ice cream with strawberries on it. There's a little bit of lettuce down here. I did not plant any lettuce, so that like reseeded from last year. This whole green stalk I had lettuce in and some herbs, but so that would have been, those 2 are like volunteers from last year. But the strawberry plants that I have all of a sudden are looking really good again. They were looking so bad, and then they just all of a sudden started looking pretty good. So I don't know if I'm going to get, that's a weed, any more strawberries from here. But see, here's a runner. I'm going to try and make sure that plants itself. Maybe it'll get down there and plant. Hi, sweetie. So yeah, I'm not seeing any more strawberries. But we did get, a handful. I'm a little bit disappointed on the strawberry harvest, but we did get a few, and they were delicious. So we'll see what these do, if they do anything else. because like I said, these plants all of a sudden are looking really good when they didn't look good the last time I showed you this green stalk. So we'll see. Okay, then coming here, my cucumbers have been pulled and I reseeded them. So we'll see if we get any more, any cucumbers. It is kind of, if it keeps being as hot as it was, we might not get more than just a handful, but we'll see. They are planted, and I've got a bunch of weeds in with these that I gotta pull out, but that's okay. Here is my lettuce and spinach. We got romaine here, a bunch of leaf lettuce, and spinach. Now there is some weeds in there, and when I go ahead and harvest this lettuce, I will go ahead and pull the weeds, and I will reseed lettuce. So we, have salads all summer long. I do have a shade cloth for this if needed, but we can generally plant lettuce all season long. So I'm looking forward to that. There is another pepper plant right here, which is not doing so good. It's a little bit yellow. Its growth is stunted. I'm not sure why. Excuse me. But we've been having hot days, and peppers love hot weather. So we'll see if it bounces back or not. Okay, and then all of this, as I said before, this is all different kinds of mints. So I will be harvesting some mint. I don't harvest it all. I actually let this mint go wild. Does not bother me at all. So it's all along the house. So I just kind of leave it there because it smells really good when you walk by it. And so we just let it go. We will make mint tea. I like to put it in with some ice water. We can do anything with the mint. And I have all different kinds of mint. I have spearmint, peppermint, pineapple mint, chocolate mint. I think those are the 4 varieties that we have here. Here is an oregano plant. A lot of it is flowering. That's fine with me because it just reseeds and gets bigger every year. And I will be harvesting some oregano whole area and get rid of some of these weeds. See, it's like going over there. So I'm kind of letting it fill in this whole area. So I don't think I'm going to harvest from here. Okay, somewhere along the line, my camera paused. I'm not sure where I left off, but I did notice that I was in this area. My lettuce is there, all of my mint, and then the oregano that I am just letting it go to seed and hopefully take over this whole area. It's starting to take over here, and I wanted to continue to fill up this whole area. So I will let all of this go to seed. I have another area out front that has oregano that I'm going to harvest from. So I will take you up there so you can see that. Hi, Raven. Are you waiting for me? Yeah, okay. So here's mint, 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 mint. And some mint started taking over here. This is where I used to have bay leaves planted and sage planted. But I took them out for now because I have so much. And I don't use sage and bay leaves all that often. And I have a whole mason jar plus a 1-gallon Mylar bag of both bay leaves and thyme, or bay leaves and sage. So, but I didn't really want mint here, so I don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to pull it or if I'm just going to let it go for now. Then the rest of this area in the front, I have flowers, and this is where I also had a bunch of herbs. I've had thyme, winter savory, summer savory, rosemary, and those again, the same as the bay leaves and the sage. I don't use tons of it, and they are very prolific. They grow like crazy, and I've got tons. I've got mason jars filled. I've got Mylar bags filled. So I went ahead and pulled them for now. If I want to regrow them later on, then I will. But for now, I just kind of put some flowers in here. And it looks like we have some weeds as well as some dandelion greens, which I will go ahead and harvest the dandelion greens and put those in salads. They are wonderful. Absolutely wonderful to add to salads. Okay, and then over here, this is my other oregano. Some of it is starting to flower. I'm fine with that, but I'm going to go ahead and harvest all of the oregano that is ready to harvest. And I'm not sure. I might cut it down a little bit because it will continue to grow all summer long. This only gets morning sun really here. So I might go ahead and just top all this off and put it in this area here that doesn't have anything, and then the seeds can drop and fill in that area for next year. So, but yeah, and that is the garden tour for this is July 4th weekend. So the next thing I'm going to show you is what I harvest from today. And we will go ahead and get using up and dehydrating and all of that fun stuff.